Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Papa has been telling us that we should somehow hold on to the holy and all-powerful Ramnam. For the purpose of remembering him and to feel him, to feel his presence in everything that happens. Today we were going through a few lines from the last moments of Nisargadatta Maharaj, a great saint in Mumbai. He was affected with cancer. Every time, and as he was approaching the final day of his Mahasamadhi, for others, they found that Maharaj was passing through excruciating pain. So they thought, we all will be like that only. In order to divert the attention of Maharaj from the suffering, they wanted to ask some questions so that he will, though with difficulty, he might answer, so that there will be a diversion of thought. This is very, very touching scene. As soon as they started, the Maharaj was in a reclining position. He opened and then he said, "Don't worry. Do you think that we are feeling the suffering? We are feeling the excruciating pain. It is natural for anybody to assume so. But I am the suffering. I am the pain. So there is no question of somebody feeling the pain. When we were reading it, unless we train our mind now, how will we be able to accept all these things? Under the banner of spirituality, under the banner of our sadhana, we were always thinking something else, that will help us to feel his presence. But Mahatma's words, especially at that particular time, he was saying, I am the suffering. I am the pain. So there is no entity who is separate from the suffering. And that suffering itself is me. So God gives everything, So when Papa said constant God remembrance, many of us may have many ideas, many concepts. Now it is becoming clearer and clearer. What is expected of us is to, in this moment, this hearing, this reading. If he, very difficult, very difficult. Every moment of our existence should be linked with that reality. It is for that purpose that we are chanting. So when we chant, we pray. Because there is when the question of chanting comes or prayer comes, there is duality there. So we pray to him. You are making me to pray. You are making me to chant the name. You have given me a freedom, a sense of freedom, not freedom, a sense of freedom by which I can place all these before you. So now I am placing before you. Let me not separate you from whatever I am going through, whatever I am seeing, whatever I am involved in, whatever I am thinking, whatever I am talking, whatever I am doing. By making us to go through such words of the Mahatmas, you are slowly clearing what is meant by this constant remembrance, HCR. The words are very penetrating. And the author of the book, or the reporter, he has mentioned that even while expressing Maharaj's total identification with everything that is happening, even if that somebody is going through this particular type of suffering or joy, the joy itself or the suffering itself is identified as the form of God. So there is no separation. And he says, even by expressing at the sick bed, just a few days before his Mahasamadhi, Maharaj was full of bliss. It was not a theoretical talk. The very word that came had its telling effect on the hearer. And that was spontaneous, very clear. Why did Papa make us to go through that particular book today? We need some more clarity on the word constant remembrance. Because we are chanting the name to, just now we were chanting, we are chanting the name to have his constant remembrance. The constant remembrance, whatever is that, It's very difficult for us even to bring it into our minds. But that is the fact. No matter whether it is difficult for us or not, or we may feel it as an uphill task, but still somewhere, God wants us to know is the truth. So it becomes more and more clearer to us while chanting what should be the mental wavelength, the mental state. We may be chanting as usual. Whatever thoughts that come in at that time, in the form of attributes, in the form of this, in the form of that, okay, but we will also try to introduce this. The chanting itself is you. You are given the power to feel that you are making me to chant. The chanting itself is you. Please make me aware. When you said the name and God are one, we were unable to understand. You said name is God. We were unable to understand. How can a name be God? Because for God we have given some definition, some concept. And to integrate that with the name, our puny intellect cannot do it, cannot absorb it, cannot form, cannot move towards the truth. So seeing our struggles, he is slowly now unfolding it through the words of many, many Mahatmas. We all remember when we used to come here, anything new, anything that is newly printed, we try to. So once when we came, the name is God was on a foolscap paper. You might all remember. It was elderly people. So we also go to the publication, take some copies and distribute to our friends there. Not that we understood the content. Because it is authored by Papa, we know it must be correct. We may not understand it now, but a day will come when we will slowly understand. We keep on reading it. So the purpose of narrating all these things, there is a purpose behind introducing that particular sentence, name is God. But how are we going to integrate this, That is the question before us. How long can we wait to understand these words? So many years are rolled by, and we are chanting now. Chanting is to accept that everything is He, and somehow to remove the me and mine from every activity. The moment the me and mine comes there, it has got a different picture, different image. Today morning we were going through a particular anecdote. The father took the son, the wealthy father, took his son to a farmhouse, the house of a farmer, a poor farmer. So he wanted to show how the poor people live. So when he went there, they stayed there, a small little hut with absolutely no creature comforts. Only basic requirements were there. And after 2 days, they returned. And the father asked, what do you find there? Father took that boy with the feeling that because he is living an affluent life, he may not be able to understand what is poverty. So in order that he knows something about the lifestyle of poor people, so that will give him some idea. But the effect was something different. The son, that little son, saw the farmer is full and we are not at all full. He was bringing point by point. Now why we remember this, same situation, two people go there. Same situation. Father has a different perspective. The son got a different perspective. And father realized after hearing these sons that his perspective was not alright. Okay, to some stay, at some level it is alright, but it is not alright. And the boy, though he thought, he was not exposed to such life, he has advanced to a very great extent where he could find or he could feel that the farmer is leading a life of fullness. Whereas we people who think we have so many things are still feel we are not full. And it was an eye-opener for the father. Similarly, God took us or made us to get in touch with Papa and to His teachings. So when we came here, this was given, name is God. Initially superficial reading, because it is Papa's words. We attach so much of value for it. But we did not plumb deep within. The purpose of bringing that word is to make us understand that you don't have to separate. Apparently it is a word. Apparently it is a sound. Apparently it is a combination of some letters, alphabets. But far, far beyond that, it is the reality. So if we say the name is God, letter is God, the sound is God, the chanter is God, the chanted is God. So Papa wanted us to go deeper and deeper and deeper into it. And finally that will lead us. If he is prompting us to chant his name now, and he says the name itself is God, everything else is also God. So I don't have to separate him and feel that by chanting I will remember him. No. This is normally the problem we are all facing. Because in English the words, they have got some limitations. So when we say constant remembrance, I, the person who has forgotten, and I need something to remember. This is the normal meaning, we all try to understand. But it is not. In order that we don't get into that confusion, Papa put the title as Name is God. Name itself is God. In one of his writings, Vinobaji says, the saints who had overflowing compassion for the masses therefore came forward assertively and said, let us extract the essence of the Vedas and give it to the whole world. There are innumerable, Saint Tukaram said, there are innumerable teachings in the Vedas, but all that boils down to this. To what? To the name of the Lord. This is the essence of the Vedas. The saints proclaimed that the Lord's name can lead one to salvation. The door to salvation was thus thrown wide open to all. To women, children, workers, peasants, weak, ignorant, sick, handicapped. Salvation that lay locked up in the Vedas was brought within the reach of everybody. Thanks to the Lord himself, a simple and easy way became available. Why cannot one's ordinary day-to-day life, what one does as Swadharma, one's acts of service be infused with the spirit of Yajna? Where is the need for other complicated and elaborate Yajnas? Let your daily work itself be a Yajna. Let it be a sacrificial in nature. It's really the Nama. So I must remember that every moment is His. That is what is meant by this constant remembrance. This is the royal way, he says. Even if you run on this road with closed eyes, there is no risk of stumbling or falling. The other way is like a sharpened razor's edge. The Vedic way is sharper than a sword's edge, and is thus extremely arduous. The way of devotion, the way of surrender, the way and service to the Lord is easy. An engineer designs their road to the hilltop in such a way that we have no feeling of having climbed such a height till we reach the top. Therein lies his skill. The royal way too is designed with such skill. By this way one can reach God while remaining where one is through performing one's own Swadharma. Is God hiding somewhere in a cave or in a river or in a heaven? Is he hidden somewhere just as diamonds and gold are in the womb of the earth and pearls are in the depth of the sea? Have we to dig him up somewhere? Not at all. All that is around us is nothing but God. He is standing before all of us all the time. Everyone here is his image. The Lord is urging us, please do not look down upon the Lord manifested in the human form. The Lord and the Lord alone reveals himself in everything, animate and inanimate. Where is then the need for devising methods in search of him? The way is straight and simple. Whatever be the work you do it in the spirit of service and as service to the Lord. Surrender totally to the Lord and be His devoted and humble servant. The arduous Vedic path with its complex rites and rituals and the numerous yajnas will no doubt take us towards moksha. But the problem there is only some, not all are eligible and have the authority to perform. Let us have none of it. Just dedicate to Him whatever you do. Relate to Him every act of yours. That is what the 9th chapter tells us. So he brings forward this nama.
Somebody we don't know to surrender.
We have to keep on asking Him. That He is the one who is now asking this question. That intellectually we will first understand. You are making me to put this question. Now you answer it. You give us some feeling by which we feel that we have got the answer. Then intuitively we will hear. The moment we feel that it is He who is making us to ask, surrender has taken place. There is nothing else is needed. The moment we feel that it is He who is making me to ask this question, surrender has taken place. That means I am not there. That is why Papa keeps on insisting that while chanting the name, we should feel that He is making us to chant. Probably in our half an hour or 45 minutes, we may not be able to bring in this because our mind is not habituated to thinking like that. At least somewhere we can introduce, It is He who is making me to chant. The power with which I feel I am, is the one which is making me to chant. Please make me aware of this. He continued to chant. Because Papa emphatically once said, if you feel that you are chanting, even if you do for 100 years, you are there where you are. Bluntly he said. So we try, we have been feeling that we are chanting. That is the way we have trained our mind. We did not understand this. Nor Papa made us understand that we should develop this right from the beginning. We started following what is going on in the ashram. Some joy, some pleasant feeling was welling up by chanting. We started continuing. But when we look at ourselves, what is happening in us? Just like the question was asked, we have not got the answer for the fundamental thing. Then suddenly Papa clarifies it. The very fact that you are chanting is because He is making you to chant. The very fact that you are questioning is because He is making you to question. So from the conceptual level to the reality level, this is the transition taking place. Again we may forget. Again I am back to square one, I feel I am chanting, I am doing. Again I keep on hammering this. Every now and then we keep on reading Papa. Emphatically he says, yeah. Because when he was asked in Rishikesh by one Swami, he was full of bliss. Papa was full of bliss. The very face radiated fullness. So the Swami was prompted to ask, how long you have been chanting this name? He says that is your mainstay. He said 2 years. Because 1920 it started, 1922 he has already left. And he was on his way. So 23 beginning, he must have met this Swami. 23 middle. So he said for the past 2.5 years. I have been doing it for 30 years. But I am still far away from that experience. Immediately Papa said the reason could be this. That Ramdas never felt that he was chanting. Ram made him to chant his own name through Ramdas. Ram made Ramdas to chant. In one of his talks in foreign countries, he himself clarified the word Ramdas. He says the Das of Ram, servant of Ram. So even the very word connects him to the source, Because normally the name is given by a guru, in the traditional manner. Here, just like Papa assumed the order of sannyas by himself, in our language by himself. God initiated all those processes, That mysterious power lying within all of us, in him it was there, that prompted him to take this particular order and then give a new name to him, from Vittal Rao to Ramdas. So he is clarified, Ramdas means the Das of Ram, the servant of Ram. So while we were reading the portion, the constancy Papa was trying to unfold before us. Even somebody calls, immediately, or writes somebody. When he says, he never uses the word I, So whenever he says Ramdas, the link is there, concrete. There is no individual there. Later on we understand why there was no use of I. The Das of Ram, the boss says, you talk. The boy says, you stop. The boss says, you get up. The boss says, you sit. That is the feeling. So Ramdas, Das of Ram, servant of Ram, So the constancy was maintained. In order that the constancy must be maintained, God himself prompted him to have that name. That is why he told the Swami, right from the beginning, Ram made Ramdas understand that he was making Ramdas to chant his name. It is for us that he is exposing all these things. So what should be our attitude while chanting the name, while hearing the name? When we think about it, we pray to him, our mind, it goes with the raga. There is a what do you call it? A peace there. All other thoughts get arrested. We cannot say what it is. We go along with the sound, along with the name. Beyond that, no. This element, though we have read, it has not been introduced while chanting the name. That it is the power within, it is the truth, it is not that we have to believe that. The truth that makes us to feel the life, the beingness. The same truth is prompting to chant a name, that the name also stands for him only. So what is expected of us is to somehow hold on to the constancy. And today when we read Nisargadatta Maharaj's last words, he said, I am the pain, I am the suffering, I am the relief. So that means the constancy will result in removing the separateness, of me and the suffering, me and the experience. It could be we may feel happy, we may feel sad, but it's an experience. So the Papa is asking us to chant the name so that we somehow try to demolish the barrier between the feeling of oneself and the experience as another. And then we may give a tab, good, bad. So, Nama chanting should enable us to first somehow bring in this idea that it is that power which is making us to chant. Not that I am chanting. Because I myself is a product of him. I am a product of him. I exist only because of him. In the last portion of this book, talks on Gita, Vinobaji Rai says, having said all this, the Lord then asked Arjuna, have you listened to all this carefully? Now ponder over it fully and then do what you think right. The Lord thus magnanimously gave complete freedom to Arjuna. Yadechasi tatha guru. That is the word he used in 18th chapter. I have told you everything. Whatever you feel like, you do it. The freedom is there. This is the unique feature of the Gita. But then, compassion welled up in him. He took back that freedom. He told Arjuna, give up your will, your sadhana, give up everything. Come to me, take refuge in. Previously also we have read this, Give up your will. What this means is that you should not have an independent self-will. You should do what he wills you to do. You are doing it, but you should know that that is what is happening. Let his will prevail. With full freedom, reduce yourself to zero. Let there be the Lord and the Lord alone. In the universe. Let there be the Lord and the Lord alone in the universe. The goat, while alive, bleats, meh, meh. That is I. But when it is dead and its guts are made into strings of carding cotton, that string, as Saint Dadu says, the sound tu he, thou alone, there is nothing but thou alone. There he ends the talk. This is the purpose of chanting. Even the very act of chanting is by your anugraha, by your grace. Why don't you make me feel this? Why don't you make me become aware of this? So that chanting is not done as an activity. He said the Lord is before you in all forms, in all varied manifestations, in the form of all functioning, in the form of suffering, in the form of happiness, in the form of everything that functions. Don't try to separate God from this. It is for that purpose you are chanting. 100% difficult for all of us to maintain this while chanting. We are not used to it. But we will now, having been touched and kindled by him through these words, we will try. Henceforth when we chant, at least somewhere during the chanting, we will try to bring in this. You are there, seated within me. You are making me to utter these words. You make me aware that you are doing it. There are times when you make me to forget. That is also you, So that I will not complain. You should not have any independent self-will. You should do what he wills you to do. Let his will prevail. With full freedom, you should feel that you need have no freedom. Reduce yourself to zero. Let there be the Lord and the Lord alone in the universe.
But then how will we know this is his will or is my ego? How will I know that it's his will or my ego's will? How will I know?
Keep on praying. No shortcuts. This is an inward journey. That is why Papa keeps on harping, develop this communion with him. There is no other method, by which this can be had. It is purely a sense of individuality which is a gift of him. He makes a sense of individuality to play as an independent, but at a particular stage, by his grace, he draws us to him through the Mahatmas, and in our case, Papa. And then he makes us to listen to what he says, and then try to go deeper into it. Our mind was not matured enough to go, but we keep on associating with these thoughts, we keep on hammering, we keep on perseveringly do what he asks us to do, like chanting of his name. And slowly he will unfold. When he feels that we will be able to understand, he will slowly unfold. So let us be on the process with all sincerity and earnestness. And intellectually, he always says, first you intellectually understand, then try to bring it as a reality. That is the first stage, intellectually to understand. That it is he who is making me to chant. And then I keep on, how am I to feel that? I should ask, I should crave, I should weep, I should cry, I should appeal. Then only the intensity, he wants to extract the full prize from us. Puja Mataji always used to say, we did not understand that word. She said, only when you ask, Papa will give you. By himself he will not come and give you. You must ask. You must ask not to the outside entity, but to the indwelling reality. So they have been telling us in simple words, but we were not able to understand. Probably now slowly they are facilitating everything for us to understand their own words, which we have heard previously, which we have read previously. With this new light, let us try to go. Again, probably the mind may shut, but at least it is trying to open up. Tomorrow is Saturday. Tomorrow we will read that particular portion of Papa, what he said about what should be the attitude while chanting. He specifically says, unless and until we bring in that dimension, this will be on the superficial plane. For material gain, probably it might help, but not for spiritual gain. He wants us to do it only for spiritual gain. He wants us to do it with that feeling, because he says based on his own experience. Yes, he like an authority, he says, because even on the 27th December when he started, he was very clear, he was prompted by God. That is why now during the centenary year, he wants us to concentrate on this particular aspect throughout the next year, 2022. The tool is in quest of God. Right from the start till the end, it's only this is the common refrain. This is the common theme that is again and again and again repeated. Constancy, constancy, constancy. Let us now try to assimilate as much as we can. Pray to him to make our equipment to assimilate more and more. Get stabilized in it. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Shri राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम
ஒரு நிமிஷம்
श्री राम जय राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय राम हरि ओम to everybody.
हरि ओम
हरि ओम प्रणाम।